Hi, Jerry. Thank you so much for waiting.
Yeah, no problem. How are you?
So sorry. I am clearly frazzled and trying to get my life together because I've done three of these already. So here I am. And I still don't know how to work Zoom on my phone. So it's been an exciting morning for me.
Oh, well, hang in there. It's a Monday, so. Yeah.
The week's just beginning.
And it's
How are you?
I'm good.
It
I'm
is
good.
the holidays.
Where in the world are you right now?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I want to start off with just talking about your background, just so readers get to know you a little bit. And we'll talk about you coming to Chicago and all that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell people, well, start off with the pronouns, identity, all that to start off with. And yeah.
Oh, I love this. Most interviews I never been asked that. I love that. My pronouns are he, him,
Okay. Perfect.
and my name is Vincent.
Okay. All right. And do you prefer being a queer artist, a gay artist? What do you like?
Just an artist. I mean, it comes with it, but like obviously the gay part will be seen and heard.
Yeah, great. And then did you always want to be in music? And where are you from originally?
I did always want to be in music. My dad was a singer and he was in a gospel group for I think 20 years. And that was my first introduction into music. And so I always fell in love with the harmonies as soon as I heard them. And he started me on the path to doing that. I did a bunch of songwriting when I was little, but I never let anyone hear because I was very shy. But he got me into everything that I ever wanted to do with music. And I'm from Philadelphia
Oh,
originally.
I love Philadelphia. That is such a great
Yeah,
city. It's
perfect.
it's kind of like New York in a way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a tiny little New York, just
Yeah.
less people.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of hot guys with tattoos is what I remember.
So many in the, like especially in like our little WeHo area, it's like
Uh,
insane.
yeah.
So many big guys with tattoos, and my little self walking through the clubs, being like, "What am I doing here?"
I got it. I was there. Um, and then how long have you been performing and all that?
I've been performing since I was 7.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, my dad put me in a bunch of competitions when I was younger, and
mhm.
I joined a boy choir, the Keystone State Boy Choir in Philadelphia, and ever since he found that I could actually sing and I wanted to do it, it was kind of go time from there. I did all that until I went to high school, and then high school I joined the choir there. Not much happening there; it was Catholic school. But I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and that's where I really found my footing in songwriting and performing, and what I wanted to accomplish for myself.
Got it. Okay. And then all you like all capital letters with your name, right?
So it's so strange because
Okay.
the first time I did that on the first single I ever put out, and it kind of stuck. So,
Okay.
but it always feels very pretentious to me whenever it pops up because now on anyone's phone it capitalizes my name, and I'm like, "You're not Beyonce, calm down." It's where my mind goes, and I'm like, "Oh, that's no good." But also, like, sure, we'll go with it. I like it all capitals. If it happens to be that way, then it happens to be that way.
Okay, got it, got it. So I met you at Market Days really briefly, and talk about that show. That was the last time you were here in Chicago, I believe.
Pretty insane. I have always wanted to play Chicago, but I never got the chance to do it. And when I was offered the opportunity through Bud Light and through the whole organization, it was kind of like, sure, we're gonna do this, but I hope people come. Like my biggest fear is like no one's gonna show up, always. Even though like the tickets have been sold, people have been talking about it. I'm like, no one's gonna come. It's just gonna be me and the dancers, and we'll have a great time. But it was probably one of the best shows, and it was one of the last shows I did before I stopped my summer run. And I remember coming out, and it was, I mean, the street was packed, like as far as it could go, and I was blown away. It was so much fun, and everyone always told me, my friends who performed in Chicago, Betty Who and Todrick, and everyone was like, Chicago is the city. Like, just wait, it's gonna be so much fun. And I was like, okay, we'll see if they come for me. I'm not famous like y'all, but here we go. And it was sold out. It was packed, and everyone they knew the words. It was surreal, and it was such a nice way to end a summer run for Pride.
Mm. And your voice was amazing. Can we just say that?
Thank you. She really held up on that last show.
It held up very well. And so I really think people would need to see you live and concert. So I'm excited about talking about your next Chicago show.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think definitely the live, like the music definitely gets people going, but the live experience is a different kind of thing because I get to actually just have like a full energetic and communal moment with the fans, and like we can just be together as opposed to them hearing me like cry about my feelings on all of my songs. I can cry with them about my feelings with all my songs.
Right, right.
Yeah.
How is your voice doing? I know you had some recent, struggle with that.
It is fully healed. Yeah, I had a vocal surgery, which was something I had been meaning to do for the last 3 years. And I finally found the time right after that show actually to do it. And it was beautiful. I went to Dr. Rena Gupta here in LA, and she's one of the best vocal surgeons around. And I'm in a full recovery in a week. And now I have a more pristine voice, which is nice.
Nice. Yeah. Didn't Adele go through like a surgery like this, I think?
Yeah, Adele had, so I had a polyp. It was like a small little growth from singing over the course of many years, like sick and through those things. But Adele had a vocal hemorrhage, and that was a much different thing. But
Oh,
she made a full recovery too, and now she's the top artist in the world again because that's just Adele.
yes, absolutely. So this is your first headline tour. What do you have planned for it? Do you have dancers? What are you doing? What can you tell
My
us?
first time, and I'm like, I'm so excited because I like have been waiting to do this all my life. It's gonna be insane. I have so many like secret things happening in this tour. So many like it's a bunch of mashups, a bunch of songs that I have never gotten the chance to do live for the album, a bunch of special guests. Of course, I have dancers. There's a whole production. It's gonna be insane. I can't wait. I've been planning this since I was 6. It's gonna be stupidly crazy, and I cannot wait. Ugh.
Is there a certain song you're looking forward to playing live?
I think it's gonna be for me probably "Loving You" 88 or "You." It's some of the songs that I didn't get to do in the summer from the album because I just wasn't. I wanted to do them when they were ready, and I could do them in a progression because it's a story. When I wrote the album, it's a different chapters, and I wanted to do them right. So I would say most of the album because I haven't gotten the chance to do that, and maybe some unreleased songs.
Okay.
Yeah,
And a lot of the music came out of the lockdown. Was that part of the music?
yeah. I wrote the whole album. I wrote the whole album during the pandemic because that's what psychopaths do. They sit in their apartments and pour out all their feelings and record them in a year and then put them out to the world. uh, yeah, so it's that album came out of a bunch of therapy sessions and a bunch of time with myself to really like discover who I am as a human being and what that means for me and how I can grow and become more in tune with myself and other people.
Oh, got it. Okay. The friend song sounds like it's directly at someone. Does that person know about this song, or is it?
Of course, Jerry. I'm petty. Of course I told them. What do you mean? Um, yeah, I mean, there's no mystery when I write my songs. I go, hey, I love you, and I'm glad that we're in a good place now. But I wrote a song about you. Hope you like it when the album comes out. I never let them hear it beforehand because I'm not crazy. I'm like, no, you can hear it when it's done, and everyone else can hear it, and then don't call me. Great. See you soon. Yeah.
Hilarious. Um, we'll talk about working with some of these openly queer artists that you worked with, like Alex and Parson. I've met before, interviewed, and Tegan and Sarah. Actually, I've interviewed all of
Pretty ins-
them.
she's got the his. She's a professional. I love them all. They're all friends, and the way that this album and all the collaborations came to be was not like intentional. Like it didn't start the project with anyone being on it in mind because that wasn't. It was going to be just me. And as I listened to the songs when they finished, I could hear different voices on them, and I was like, "Oh, I'll give it a shot. I'll reach out to my friends. If they want to be on it, they'll be on it. If they don't, they don't." And every time I reached out, everyone said yes within like the first 3 seconds, and I was like, "What's going on here? Now we have to commit to this, and we're going to do it." And the Tegan and Sarah collaboration happened because of a tweet.
Mm,
I've known them for a while. I'm on the board with them for Love Loud, which is an organization in Salt Lake City that's started by Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons, and it's a beautiful organization that helps LGBTQ youth find housing and schooling and funds for life when they've been displaced from their homes. But I sent them a tweet being like, "I have a song. Tegan and Sarah would sound great on this. Hope they like it." And they responded with, "Great, send it to us." And that day, recorded vocals, background vocals, sent it over to me. It was insane, insane.
that's crazy. It sounds very
Yeah.
professional though, too.
It sounds professional, but it literally is me being a psychopath and tweeting at artists that I should not be tweeting at and being like, "Hi, would you want to be on my album? I'll put you on public view for you to deny me."
But what a lesson to just shoot for the moon and see what you get, right?
To freaking go for it. Why not? The worst they could say is no. And I
Exactly.
could cry and my world would be crumbled. But like,
Yeah.
good thing they didn't.
Yeah, but you got what you wanted. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Love Loud, they brought the whole thing to the AT&T store here, and Dan Reynolds is just wonderful. And like, it's so important, especially like those of us that have had religious backgrounds, and then, to wrestle with that, right? And then see people getting supported and stuff is really good.
Pretty insane. Yeah, it's a beautiful organization. He is such a great ally. He really truly cares and is so selfless when it comes to helping others.
Yeah, absolutely. How does it feel like things are getting easier for LGBTQ plus artists in the music world now with,
No.
oh, okay.
I won't even lie to you and like make some pretty answer. It is lovely to see some of us succeeding in places that we haven't before,
Mhm.
but it needs to happen more because there are a lot of people behind closed doors who are not aware of how the world is changing, and it would be beautiful to see other LGBTQ artists like myself and all of my friends really, really be given the chance that they deserve to be given on platforms and having interviews. Because most artists that I know don't even get interviews about their tours or their shows. They just kind of show up and hope that the promotion team has done their job. But it is in some ways getting easier for us to be, I guess, accepted in those worlds just by word of mouth. But it needs to be 10 times, 100 times better than it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to advocate for a little bit more.
Well, yeah, we have to like keep fighting, because like I went to Lil Nas X's show this last week in Chicago, and there's still like parents taking their kids out, like leaving the concert,
Yeah,
whenever gay guy comes on. But
insane.
they have no problem when people are cursing or showing their booties and twerking. But when Lil Nas X shows up, they gotta leave. And I was just like, wow, we still have a ways to go.
Fully, people are still stuck in their old mindsets, and hopefully
Mhm.
that is changing. But yeah, we still have to keep working. I'm tired of working for it, but like also here we go. That's like the plight.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with Kim Petras, like I feel like she should be this household name, and she can't get there for some reason, but for being, trans or something. I don't know.
It is insane because she is probably one of the most talented artists that we have out right now. And yeah, she should be a household name. She should be on everyone's lips. And it is a shame that she isn't because she truly deserves that platform. But I
Mhm.
know her and she is not a quitter at all. So
Yeah.
it'll happen eventually for her, for sure.
Yeah, great. So what are you doing after the tour? What are your plans for music and things like that?
There's new music coming out. There are videos coming out. I think I'm going on another tour, but we won't talk about that yet.
Okay.
Um, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I have been writing this entire time as soon as the album finished, I started writing again because I'm crazy and I like to overwork myself because why not? And stories need to be told, and hopefully I get to take a little break. But if not, that's fine too. I love what I do, so I'm excited to keep going with it, especially into the summer. Oh, the summer's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, because you'll have, I'm sure, a lot of Pride festivals will be popping up.
From your mouth to God's ears.
That's great though. Are you going to do anything fun while you're in Chicago? Maybe a little downtime or?
I think a little downtime. I'll do a little exploring for sure. I love the city, and it was my first time there when I played. I got to meet so many cool people. We went out to all the clubs and the bars, and I went out and had breakfast the next day at Soho House, and it was such a nice experience to be able to like see the city as opposed to come in for the night, play the show, leave that night to go to the next show. Uh, but I'm excited to just have like a moment to really take it all in, and I'm gonna try to do that in every city. I'm gonna be journaling, and I'm gonna have my little camera recorder. I'm gonna record everything like a little video journal. So hopefully, I get to really experience like what Chicago's about.
Oh, good. Okay, well, if you need suggestions, let me know, and I'll
Always, always.
take care of you. Make sure that you go to, some of the really good nightclubs, and I'll get you listed or whatever. So we'll get
I'm
you
like, oh, I love a list.
to. You gotta
Yes,
be treated like
please.
royalty when you're in town. Come on.
I love a list. I
Okay.
get in the line. They're like, "Oh my God, Tadra Khan." I'm like, "Hey, girl, that's not me, but here we go. Good job."
But give him my table in front. I'll take it. I'll give
But
him
give me the tip. I'll take it.
Well, it has been such a treat to talk to you. I look forward to seeing you again in Chicago, and I'll say hi to you at the show and all that. So,
I can't wait to see you. I'm going to give you a big hug, Jerry. Thank you so much for this and taking the time to be with me today.
of course, of course. See you soon. See you in Chicago.
Bye.
Bye.